r/AskReddit by Redmond Eats. What are your best jury duty stories? During jury selection, I was sitting next to two college-age women. An attorney asked one of them whether she felt like she was easily influenced by the opinions of others. She said, I think maybe. Then, completely unprompted, the girl next to her said, me too. Pure genius if the goal was to be sent home. The accused murderer kept turning around and staring at me so much so that the judge told everyone to stop and asked me if I knew the guy. I was so scared I dropped my purse and all the contents. I did not know the guy and I was promptly let go. Was not selected because the attending EMT was my best friend's mom. I went to high school with the arresting officer and was dating the ADA's assistant. The first time I was called for jury duty, I was the first potential juror dismissed because the man on trial was my biological father whom I hadn't seen in about a decade. When the judge listed the witnesses and asked if the potential jurors knew any of them, I responded that I knew the police officer. He asked how and I said that officer had arrested me, unrelated to the current trial. The courtroom got a chuckle out of that and I somehow got selected. The defendant's father was the dumbest mother sucker I've ever seen. The prosecutor asked all these super damning questions with a big smile on his face, and the dad just smiled along and agreed to everything he said, even adding in things here and there. And it seemed like it never occurred to him that every word he said was just destroying his daughter's case and cementing into every juror that she was guilty. Man, I need to Google that case and see if her appeal has happened yet. She deserves to rot in jail. The defense attorney said that he would be handling most of the case and his associate would be handling the DNA evidence. I asked why they were going to trial if the prosecution had DNA evidence. They asked me to leave and I obliged. Witness came out who was at the location of the crime but said that they didn't hear anything because they were in another room being intimate with their partner. During the break, someone on the jury asks the bailiff if he's allowed to be on the jury, since the witness was now dating a friend of his son and he had met them at a barbecue a few weeks prior. 5 minutes later he was told to go home and that we would be an 11-person jury. First and only time I was ever summoned was for a domestic violence case that I took the 911 call for. Needless to say, I was dismissed. While going through the selection process, they asked if anyone felt they shouldn't be on the jury. I had to tell them the defendant was my neighbor and the arresting officer was my roommate. I obviously knew the case as it happened in my driveway. Went in trying to get out of it. Got to the point where they start interviewing you at the main desk. Heard enough questions to figure it was a pedo case. Guy sitting right there, he had multiple charges. So, I'm trying to not look disgusted, so I can get picked, and fry the obvious scumbag. Get called up, sit, smile. Prosecutor asks a question, before I can answer, defense says nope. Next. Guess my poker face wasn't as good as I hoped. Got my $7 check and went home. I show up for every notice I'm called for. I get a full day's pay from work, and having been the director of security at a local casino for over a decade, I know most of the cops, a few of the DA investigators, and half the defendants. I'm usually excused very early in the process, even if I don't know anyone. There was one case for an assault with only one witness. As soon as they told us who the witness was, I recognized the name and told the judge I had physically removed him from my work before. The judge happily let me go. Had jury duty. Woke up late and before I left my mom made me change my clothes, comb my hair, brush my teeth, etc. Show up late, just missed it and I talked to the clerk. It's cool and okay. While I'm talking I saw the jury I was supposed to be with. Everyone looked like they just rolled out of bed. Pajamas, ruffled shirts, messy hair. Thanks mom. Fell asleep during the trial. The judge was less than thrilled. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.